of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now it's time for DETV.
One DE Club offers a chance to enjoy some great pizza while helping out at the same time.
And we look into the problem of hallway traffic on campus to see if anything can be done to make transitions to class easier. All that and more coming up on today's show.
Good morning, Desert. Today is Monday, November 4th, 2019. I'm Scam.
And I'm Dulce Duarte. Welcome to DETV. It's a new week of shows and the cast crew is pretty excited.
Today's show is going to be pretty smooth, we promise. Well, I don't know about y'all, but, you know, I'm pretty hungry. What about you, Dulce?
I'm not pretty hungry, but I'm pretty hungry for today's question of the day.
Well, today's question of the day is going to be, how many turkeys are cooked on each Thanksgiving in America? Is it A, 45 million, B, 60 million, or C, 35 million?
Now let's move on today's announcements.
That seems like an appropriate question. Considering that it's November now, I think about turkeys every other few weeks. We'll have the answer at the end of the show, though. Last part.
Now let's move on to today's announcements.
The Desert boys soccer team is beginning tryouts. They will be held Monday, November 4th, Tuesday, November 5th, and Wednesday, November 6th from 3:30 to 5:30 on the backfield next to the baseball field. Please make sure you have your register with athlete paperwork filled out ahead of time. If you have any questions, see Mr. Bleckner in room D2.
The boys soccer team aren't the only ones getting ready for upcoming season. Girls soccer tryouts also begin this week. Athletes need to make sure that all paperwork for the Register My Athlete has been cleared for today's tryouts. Today's tryouts start through November 8th from 3:30 to 5 p.m. The media organization will be meeting today to discuss some important things. All members should be in attendance. Members should take note that meeting will be taking place in A14 today during first half of Power Hour.
The Desert Club is offering a great way to spend lunch on Wednesdays after early release. Desert Safe Club is holding a club fundraiser at Mod Pizza. Mod stands for Made on Demand and lets customers design their own pizza. The fundraiser takes place at Mod Pizza on Litchfield and McDowell in the same complex where Barnes and Nobles and Macayos? Yeah, Macayos. Students need to mention Safe for the club proceeds to go to the club. Today is Monday, and that means it's time for our weekly feature story.
Any student that has tried to cross campus during passing period knows that the traffic in our hallways can make worse rush hour traffic on I-10 look like a drive in the park.
Our DETV reporters looked into why hall traffic is so bad and if it can be fixed.
At Desert Edge High School, the crowded halls have become a huge problem. With over 1,700 kids navigating the halls at one time, many students find it nearly impossible to move freely and sometimes breathe without constantly touching another person. And come to find out, our suffering may have been caused by an attempt to cut corners in the early years of the school.
Hallways are so skinny because, according to what I've heard, and this goes fairly high up, they shrunk them by 18 inches in order to save costs when building the school, when originally building Desert Edge back in 2002, which wasn't a big deal when we only had a freshman class here, but is now.
And after studying the traffic for years, many school admin had advice for kids walking in the hall.
Well, the best thing for the hallway traffic is to use the outside pathways. So if you have to go from D Hall to dance or whatever, I know a lot of people already do that, but go outside, don't stay away from ground zero. Anytime you can avoid ground zero by going outside, that's the best option.
And even if you find it impossible to use an outside route, even the smallest changes can make a huge impact on the flow of the halls.
Comment to add for hallway traffic is people should not stop in the middle of the hallway and chit chat. and you keep walking and go with the flow of the traffic.
All in all, students will continue to be stuck in these halls, so it's just best to get along and get where you're going. This is Ned Duarte for DETV. At Des
Thanks for the report.
Navigating the hallways can be tough, but our varsity football team had no problem navigating through the Havasu defense on Friday.
For more on that, Ryan Baker's in the studio.
Thanks, guys. As you mentioned, the football team had a great game on Friday. The team came back from Lake Havasu on Friday with another dub. Our scorecards showed the Knights what's up with a score of 44-20. That puts DE at number 1 in their division with Havasu, all the way at the bottom. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any upcoming games because the schedules haven't been updated for the month. If you are a coach or a player, be sure to keep DETV in the loop by sending us scores, pictures, videos, and schedules to DETV2012@gmail.com. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Thanks for that, Ryan.
Now let's toss it over to our historian Vaughn Hopridge, who has been a real mummy boy lately.
What do you got for us today, Vaughn?
Thanks, I do love my mummy, and mummies are today's topic. 30 BC marked the beginning of ancient Egypt, which is known for its many different accomplishments, such as the pyramids and the Sphinx. However, one other major thing that they did was they preserved their dead pharaohs. In ancient Egypt, they buried the king's tomb on November 4th, 1922. The room of Tutankhamun was discovered. The value of the tomb and the treasures around it were about $15 million in 1922. Which now is about $229,249,107.14. The treasures from the tombs tours around the world a lot these days, but when it's not, it's at home in KV62 Museum in Egypt. We can be thankful to the Egyptians for preserving these bodies and artifacts so they can help us understand more about the world around us and the history of civilization on Earth. Back to you.
Thanks, Vaughn.
Well, you had some time to think about today's question of the day. The question was, how many turkeys are cooked in Thanksgiving in America?
And the answer is A, 45 million. That's a lot of birds. That does it for today.
Remember, you can send us requests, suggestions, story ideas, and announcements to DETV2012@gmail.com.
Until next time, I'm Scam.
And I'm Dulce. Have a great day, Scorpions.